Angela with Trippin2Up.
I'm John.
And we're here to teach you how to motorcycle camp. There's so much to see and do out there. Let's go have some fun.
All right, Trippin2Up. Okay, we're off on our Arkansas tour. The weather forecast said it was going to be rainy up until about noon. We went ahead and took off earlier than that. You can see the clouds are there, but we just didn't have any trouble with bad weather. We made it for the first leg. Okay. Okay, we are coming up on a curve here, and I think you're going to see one of these stoplights. We saw these crazy things in the 4 states we motorcycled: Arkansas, Oklahoma, Colorado, and Utah. I am so tired of finding these things out in the middle of nowhere. What'd you think, Angela?
Well, John was saying there how much he hates him. One of the reasons is the motorcycle won't trip the light, and so we have to wait until a car comes up behind us because you can't see far enough ahead to know whether it's safe or not, and the light will not turn for a motorcycle.
I think they're a cheap way to save money is what I think they are. Put a real person out there.
So when I planned this trip, I calculated about 60 miles in an hour. As you can see by these hairpin turns and curves, we didn't make near that time. So the trip took us a lot longer, but it was beautiful scenery. Our first day on our motorcycle adventure, and we're at Mount Magazine State Park in Arkansas. Our first night in Arkansas. It is pouring and very foggy.
Gave up. Got all wet.
Yeah.
Hey, we survived the rain the first night. It was crazy. We were out hiking, and it just got so dark, and we knew we were in trouble. We went home and ate a quick supper, got in a tent, and the rains came.
We pulled into Mount Magazine Lodge because it had a great overlook of the valley, which I wanted to see. Looks like a cool place to stay if you're not into the tents like we are.
So you have a great overlook of the valley here. It's huge. It's vast, and it's worth a stop. Take a look. There was some flowers, and it was just really a nice break and a nice stop. We're going to head on to Hot Springs after this, after we snap a couple of "we were there" photos.
We found Arkansas really beautiful after our home state of Colorado. Very different. It was warm, which is a little unusual for us, but we really enjoyed this.
Hey, we've had a good start to our Arkansas trip. We've just spent a couple of nights in Bentonville with some friends. They had a pool, then we went to the lake, and we just enjoyed our time immensely with them. Last night we stayed, I have no idea where, I can't remember, but it was a dark and stormy night. Where did we stay, Angela?
Mount Magazine.
That's right. Okay, it was Mount Magazine last night. It was a dark and stormy night, so I get a little credit on being forgetful. But it was a good night, and our equipment held up. I'm gonna guess we got a couple of inches of rain. It just came and rained and rained and rained. So we got on the bike this morning, and now we're at Hot Springs State Park in Arkansas still. This whole tour will be Arkansas. And we're going to head then to the Crater of the Diamonds tomorrow. So we're looking forward to pulling out a few carats worth of diamonds, and good trip so far.
So we are in Hot Springs National Park, not State Park. Yes. So John needs to know where we're at. So we stayed at Mount Magazine last night. We hiked to the highest point, which was Signal Point, the highest point in Arkansas. So that was kind of fun. And then we came back to the campsite, and it rained, and it rained, and it rained. We thought we had everything secure and protected, but somehow my boot had standing water in it this morning. No worries, it's warm even with a wet boot. We continued on to Hot Springs National. And now we're here, the birds are singing, we're sitting, enjoying perfect temperatures. Looking forward to another great night of camping, and on to Crater of the Diamond. What is this called?
Diamond Crater.
Diamond Crater National Park to find a 14-karat gold diamond.
Diamonds aren't gold.
They have gold ones, yellow. Oh, 14-karat yellow diamond.
Okay, there
John's
you go.
corrected me. So that we can retire. I know.
There you go.
We have hot springs in Colorado where you can actually get in them in the creeks. But this was, all of the hot springs are in buildings where they did baths and healing properties and such. It was a really cool museum to see how this operated back in the day. I think they still have some in operation, but we didn't partake because we were out on an outdoor adventure.
All right, we're here settling up here to head to Diamond Crater State Park to go look for some diamonds. We're just really struggling on this trip with our headsets. Angela's talking to me. I don't hear what she's saying. These things are pretty terrible. They sufficed for a little while, but I think we're going to have to upgrade next year.
Yes, I kept telling John to turn left, and he didn't turn left, and I was getting so frustrated, and then I realized he wasn't hearing a word I was saying. Crater of the Diamond State Park is something I've always wanted to do. It's a bucket list item. So now we know how to do it better. If we ever go back, we know what kind of equipment, what we need, but it was still a lot of fun. It was just really hot.
I found a really big diamond. Look at that. It's about 50 carats and a shovel today. So we had a good day today. Good time.
Okay, we are at Crater of the Diamond State Park. And we have been at this all day and we're very hot. Looks like a storm coming, and of course we're on the motorcycles, so we're gonna get rained on.
Good evening. Just catching up on the trip here. We spent a very hot day out at the diamond mines, a very long hot day. We had a couple of prospects. They didn't turn out to be diamonds, but it was a good day anyway. It was about 7,000 degrees out there. Whew, it was hot. We both feel it tonight. We are tired. Good place for camping on a river tonight. It's a little hip camp. Looks pretty fun. See how it goes.
The fireflies were really beautiful. Now trying to capture them on film, because they're always in someplace different, was tough. But here's a small sampling.
Okay, here comes the broken stuff day part of the trip. We are driving through Fort Smith, Arkansas, and I noticed the front tire was making some noise, and I checked it out. It had just worn pretty badly. It was a knobby while we were riding through all the curves. So we stopped at a quick stop, and a guy directed us out to this Yamaha shop that was only a mile and a half or two away from where we were stopped. They put a new front tire on for us. It was the exact same brand we were running on the rear. An hour and a half later, we have brand new skins under us, and we are off and running again.
Heading to Devil's Den was another very curvy, very slow drive, but it was beautiful. It was just, by the time we got to the campground, we were tired. So we're using our brand new cookware that I got for John for Father's Day.
Which is tomorrow.
The first day we flooded the stove due to rain and altitude change. Not impressed with the heat resistance on that little teapot thing. But he's making me some great eggs this morning.
Eggs this morning. How's that look, man?
We have some dehydrated cheese. That's why they're so yellow. It tastes really good.
Angela had mentioned that when we arrived that evening, we were just toast. We were tired. But this park had an actual little restaurant in it. I took the motorcycle down, ordered a couple of hamburgers and fries, and 2 gigantic waters. Best hamburgers we've ever eaten in our life. We were really hungry.
Now at this point, we're still messing with these headsets. We were really struggling. And not only that, the way we came into the park was fairly long and difficult, so we were trying to figure out how to get out of the park without backtracking. Finally, we just stopped and asked for directions. Some nice construction men helped us out, got us out of the park, and we're on our way.
Well, here we are. We're heading home. It's our last day on the motorcycle, heading back to Bentonville to stay with our friends. We've had a great trip, great scenery. We've enjoyed the parks and the sights. The weather has been wonderful also, except for a few heavy rainstorms. Hope you like this trip. Please subscribe and share if you like it. And we got in 542 miles on this trip. The dog is as tired as we are. See you next time.